Hello, my name is Kurt and I'm here to talk to you today about brass instruments. Brass instruments are super common. We can be found in concert bands, orchestras, jazz bands, and even rock bands. We even have brass bands. And in those groups, those have their own traditions. So we can have a New Orleans style brass band. And we can also have a British style brass band. Our instruments are as versatile as the people who play them. We can play low. We can play lower. We can play in the middle. We can play high. And we can play higher. Before we get into specific instruments, let's talk about how brass instruments work in general. So we buzz our lips inside the mouthpiece. This excites the air that exists within the instrument, and then we have a sound that comes out on the other side of the bell. We play on what's called the overtone series. The overtone series is just a group of notes found all over nature. To show you how common they are, check this out. This is nothing but a garden hose, a funnel, and a trumpet mouthpiece. Let's see what we can do with this brass instrument. All brass instruments operate on this same principle. Now that we know how they operate in general, let's take a look at a few specific instruments. The trombone is the closest thing to our garden hose. Here's our mouthpiece, here's our hose or our tubing, and here is our funnel, which is the bell. What's neat about the trombone is that it uses this slide to change pitches. Remember when we talked about the overtone series? Well, if you lengthen or shorten the tubing, we can change those pitches, like so. This is called a glissando, and trombones are really good at it because of their slide. So, if you want to play low notes and glissandi, go ahead and check out the trombone. This is the horn. Sometimes we call it the French horn. And as you can see, it looks way different from the trombone. For starters, it's wrapped in a circle. It gets this look from the hunting horns of olden days. There's also something else really interesting about this instrument. Its bell points backwards. For most brass instruments, our bell faces forward. So think of a trumpet or a trombone. And some instruments have the bell facing towards the sky like a tuba. But the horn is the only instrument whose bell faces behind them. Now, what this allows us to do is put our hand inside the bell and change our pitch and change our sound, like so. What else is cool about the horn is the huge range it has. So you can play low like a trombone, and you can play high like a trumpet. Speaking of trumpets, let's check those out next. This is the trumpet. It is the highest pitched of all the brass instruments. Now you might be wondering, what do these buttons do? Well, unlike the trombone, the trumpet, the horn, and the tuba do not have slides to change the pitch. So instead, we rely on these buttons called valves to extend the tubing so that we can play lower notes. Check it out. A valve system is common across most types of modern day trumpet. Yeah, you heard that right, types. There's more than one type of trumpet. We have a B-flat trumpet, which you can find mostly in band and in jazz bands. We also have a C trumpet that you can find in orchestras. And we also have this guy, my favorite, the piccolo trumpet. This little guy right here, with 4 valves instead of 3, we use to play Baroque music. Now, I don't have any hands, but we still have more trumpets. So check it out on the side here, and it'll list out all the trumpets while I play a little bit of this. There's also some fun accessories we get to use when we play brass instruments. These are called mutes. So, to give you an idea of what a few of them are, let's take a look at some. This is a straight mute. This is a harmon mute. We hear it sometimes when we listen to jazz music. This, yeah, you guessed it, is a plunger. This is a specific plunger I use for my trumpet playing, not one that I use for my bathroom. We use this when we're playing jazz and sometimes to do fun sound effects. That's it. You learned all about brass instruments, except what they sound like together. I wonder if there's a way to do that.